Timestamp October 12th, 10/12/2025. It's about 8:20 p.m. Going outside. We're going outside. Dan, are you coming? Guess that's a nope. Went outside with me twice earlier, so again, progress is progress. Try and get across the line without major hospitalization. Okay, I'm going to guess that was a very large frog jumping into the swimming pool. I hope that got picked up on the mic, because that was entertaining. Bloop. So I'm doing something I hadn't done and I needed to do. Doing the mind-numbing task, I guess, of taking the guardianship class. Being appointed my dad's guardian, I have to take a class, so I'm doing that now. It's an 8-hour class online. Okay, so my lawyer was freaking out because I'd been operating out of my parents' account because I had power of attorney and all that. And it's talking about opening up a guardianship account. This is where I'm not sure. I don't think I'm in trouble. But there's the concern of, oh my God, am I in trouble? So I've been taking care of my parents' estate, and I've been fixing things. The things that we'd pretty much been told by DCF, Pasco County Adult Services, that were health and safety issues. Right? This is the stuff that, my dad has basically stage 3 severe dementia at this point. So it was deemed that he was unsafe to be at home by himself, without a handler, without management. And the house itself was deemed unsafe, unhealthy because of the bed bugs, septic backup, the lanai ceiling being held up by 2x4s, little things that could cause death and dismemberment. So, according to the court order, as guardian, I'm responsible for person and property. This is where it gets a little legally gray. I'm not supposed to be spending their money on their property. I'm not supposed to be doing repairs according to part of the way the law is set up. But at the same time, because these are repairs that I was told to get fixed by DCF, by a state agency, essentially. And the judge says I'm responsible for person and property, which property is another word for estate. So, I don't know if you know where I'm going with this, legally gray situation. If I'm not supposed to be spending money and or repairing things, I feel like I'm being told to fix it, and I'm being told to not fix it. And I'm not sure, you know what I mean? That am I in trouble? Because I did what at least one state agency pretty much told me needed to happen, or am doing. And the judge even says in the document that I'm the plenary guardian, P-L-E-N-A-R-Y. And I'm glad for one aspect of these video classes, because now I know how to pronounce it. I wasn't sure. Like plenary? Plenary is how I've heard 2 lawyers now pronounce it. It's just not a word that I hear used every day, unless you're me now. So I've got a judge saying I'm responsible for person and property, and I've got essentially structural and or health damage to my parents' estate because my dad has been deemed totally incapacitated from a judgment standpoint. So I'm the one required to make decisions about all of that and or to upkeep as I walk through the lanai. Carefully, of course, as to, not die. Turn sideways because that's a little bit narrow. So I don't know where I stand here. I'm responsible. And at the same time, I feel like I'm being told don't do anything about it. You know what I mean? No catch up. So which is it? Am I in trouble for money I already spent? Because my understanding was that was what I was supposed to do. I'm a little nervous about that. I was told don't sell anything of theirs. But my dad's birthday is in November. It's October. And we just got notification from PMV that his tags are due on his vehicles. What do I do about that? They're registered to him, obviously, which, cool. I don't want them. But they haven't been driven in a year. They won't start because of that, because my dad got his license taken away. The tires have gone flat. So I essentially have depreciating paperweights, but I'm responsible for the maintenance of the estate, the property, which would include vehicles, things that have tangible value. So, full disclosure, I need a shower. And it even says in one of the classes that if you make a profit, I'm basically allowed to adjust their investments and whatnot to try and maximize the estate. I'm responsible for maintaining the ward, my dad, which is still weird. I'm responsible for maintaining his, his fortune, as it were. So in that respect, I can petition the court to do it, which might be what the actual answer here is. Do I petition the court to, and what I'm going to ask the lawyer, but I'm talking to you first. Do I petition the lawyer, or the court rather, to get the vehicles fixed so that I can sell them? Because they're basically, an asset that needs to be liquidated to create more funds for the estate. Because right now they're depreciating their vehicles. Vehicles depreciate, annually. So wouldn't it be prudent as fiduciary to get them repaired so I can get the most money for them so I can put it in my dad's account? because I'm going to get more money if it, starts. Then if, it has 4 flat tires and I say, if you want to tow it, you can. It's going to make more sense to get it repaired. One would think. Because they're not doing anybody any good. And it's a depreciating asset. And it's not money that I'm keeping, it's just money that would go into the estate and potentially earn interest, right? I'm not sure. These are lawyer questions. Don't get me wrong, Ms. Alistair is pleasant, but there are times I feel like I'm inconveniencing my lawyer with practical questions, and she really did kind of flip out when I was like, no, I've been handling everything with my dad's bank account and or the credit card. She really did, oh my God, stop that. I'm guardian and I had power of attorney. I'm taking care of the estate like I was supposed to do. But I have to do it through a guardianship account. To that I say, tomato, tomato, right? But I guess the court thought he was back. So, sorry about that. I'm in 3D. Did make some progress. Might have shown yesterday. If I did, I apologize for the repeat. I got that over there basically in the corner. The idea being, we're going to go in a circle now. That will kind of bookend like eBay supplies and or storage supplies, because we're still doing what I thought we were supposed to do. I'm being told that I'm responsible for the estate. Well, if I'm responsible for the estate, then I need to take care of the insect issue, because that's upkeep on the estate. The idea that if a good hurricane comes through here, the lanai ceiling might actually get rammed through the wall of the house. That seems like something that should be resolved. I'm dealing with a home that basically has been neglected and or abused for 2 years, because the people living here, one of them was in the hospital most of the time, and the other one was here fortifying and defending the place against a burglar that didn't exist. My dad's been fighting windmills, and you can tell there's all kinds of happy horse going on here. Yeah, man. I don't know. Health-wise, I feel fine, other than the panic attacks that have been coming and going since I started this damn class. I don't know why. What's that about? Full disclosure. Because I'm watching stuff and going, oh, wait a minute, am I in trouble? We're doing Harry and David vanilla cream brulee today. Well, this moment. This is the last from that pot, though. I might make some of that. I'm going to learn how to talk. I might make some of the chocolate peanut butter Harry and David next. Haven't had that in a day or two. Actually, 3. had some of the chicken that I made. I got a huge thing of leg quarters. I baked up half of it last night. My mom, really big on the jars of chicken gravy, so there's like 10 in the pantry. And they're actually still good, surprisingly. But they're actually coming up on date, which means to me, looking at it, knowing that kind of thing, they were purchased a year or 2 years ago and just sat there on the shelf. Because, yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that. So I put 4 leg quarters in a pan, poured that in there with some mushrooms. That's what Tiny and I had for dinner last night. We each had one. I had one just now for Lupper, Linner, and I boiled the rest of the leg quarters. So there were like 8 or 9 in there. A big old bag. Yeah. So I boiled that, and I got a couple of big cans of, it's like a chicken pot pie chunky stew from Aldi. It's an Aldi brand. Looked pretty good. Sounded good. So, and this will be tomorrow. They're the big, like, tall cans. I'm going to do one of those. I saved one of the tall Chinese containers, chicken broth from the boil. So I'm going to strip out some chicken meat. I'm going to chop up some of those raw carrots that I got. The chicken broth with the soup. Basically going to try and stretch it a little bit because that can won't, be a meal for myself and Tiny and possibly Pix, because she's supposed to be coming over tomorrow. And I might make some rice. Tiny is not big on soups and stews, but you pour that over rice and suddenly, you've got something kind of new and yummy. Which I think I'm going to do that. Be a good potato fill too. Bake some potatoes and pour some of that in the middle. But yeah, I've got some green onions in there. They're actual green onions, not like moldy onions. They're green onions. They were white. It's strange. No penicillin. About over half a bag of carrots. I'm going to chop some of that up. Pull some of the chicken off the boil. It was just falling off the bone. I was scooping it out, and it was just like falling apart as I tried to put it in the container. Which, it's done. Make a big old thing of chicken soup. It sounds pretty good. But I'm going to finish this class. I've still got 3 hours out of the 8 to do. Pray for me. Some of it's mind-numbing because I'm listening to lawyers talk while looking at like a PowerPoint. It's not the most exciting thing in the world. Necessary, and I get that. Half of it I already knew, and some of the other half of it is making me nervous just because I know what I was doing was the right thing, and or what I was even being told by some state agencies. But at the same time, I'm like, is the court going to be pissed at me? Because I fixed the plumbing so that it wouldn't flood sewage throughout the house. Isn't that preventative from damaging my dad's estate? You know what I mean? I didn't ask permission, and that's part of the problem, I think, is I'm supposed to get a court order. I file a petition to do things. It's like, well, I already had another state agency telling me to get it done. I got Dad telling me do it, and now I got to play Mother May I too. Is that the legality? Is that where we are? I don't know. And that's the problem with changing attorneys midstream, I think, because I did have, I think I was calling her Ms. Gasley. Miss Gasley left the firm, and then I got Miss Alistair, but there was like a 1.5 month gap where nobody was talking to me. And I was just going about my business, taking care of stuff. And I'm like, okay, this is all stuff that I should have been told, you know? So, but I know that whole ignorance is no excuse for breaking the law, whatever. I don't know how this is going to play out. I don't think I'm in trouble because there's no malice. You know what I mean? I wasn't stealing or anything like that. It's not like I was doing things that were unethical. And that's one thing they keep preaching over and over in this class, which is kind of helping me feel a little better about it, is they look at, you know, is what you were doing within the ward's best interest? Is there impropriety going on? You know, what were the intentions? Are you trying to take advantage of the situation, or is there a good reason for these things taking place? And I'm hoping that I know I can say, yeah, there's a good reason. You know, you flush a toilet and suddenly there's raw sewage running out of the shower and into the rest of the other bathroom. You know, God forbid you run the dishwasher. Then it just gets real crazy. True story. Because dishwasher's like 2 hours of constant water, and then it just pushes things around, and you know, suddenly Shrek and Fiona are having a great time. I'm not going to go into details beyond that. You can do the disgusting math. But yeah, so I don't know. But I just want to check in. I'm trying to check in daily and all that, just to make sure everybody knows I'm okay, and I'm okay. Unnecessarily nervous. Thanks. But yeah, I mean, I know I was doing the right thing. I don't know. There's so much stuff that I need to do, that I know that I need to do here, and now I'm like, do I? Or am I in trouble if I do? Do I just have to file a petition with the court and wait for them to go, oh yeah, no, you should do that? I don't know. I can't even. And I guess Fun Size is having some medical issues, which is concerning because I love the girl. Fun Size, I'm pulling for you if you watch this video. Stay strong, you're going to be okay. You're too mean for this to be a big problem. You know it and I know it. I've seen you. Yeah. So I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Other than trying to do the right thing. But now I'm not sure that the court's going to consider what I was doing the right thing. I don't know. I'll keep you posted. I'll be sending my certificate of completion of this course to my lawyer in the morning, along with a note asking those questions, and an answer would be fantastic. So I don't even know, but I'll keep you posted. Alright, I'm going to continue this mind-numbing online course, and before that I'm going to see what has become of my puppy. I have a feeling there's bunny chasing going on. Alright. Make it a great day.